Jeff Gow grew up with Marco Technologies, a national IT company with more than 1,200 employees and $400 million in annual revenue. He was serving in the U.S. Air Force in the 1970s when he met the company founder, Gary Marsden. Back then, Marco was just a small St. Cloud typewriter shop.
I got stationed in Grand Forks, North Dakota, of all places, right? But while I was there, I got acquainted with the University of North Dakota. And that's where I graduated with a business degree. And actually, that's where I met the founder of our company, Gary Marsden.
Even back then, Gary Marsden recognized Jeff's leadership skills. When Jeff graduated from the University of North Dakota in 1984, Gary offered him a job with Marco as an office furniture salesperson and promised him an on-the-job education better than any MBA program. Gary taught Jeff to sell. He taught him to manage. He taught him how to run the business. Jeff rose through the ranks to become president of the company in 2003.
If you're paying attention to what's happening around you, there's all kinds of opportunities to gather best practices in life, in business, personally. And I think that that's where most of the people that were my mentors, they didn't even know they were my mentors. So that's been kind of the fun part about it, is being observant and pay attention to when you see somebody doing something really, really, really right and you go, you know what, that's a good idea, I'm going to do that. Or that's a good practice, I'm going to emulate that.
Jeff is known as an energetic and empathetic leader, always cool under pressure.
You know, I think that as leadership, you have to be at your best when things are at their worst. And so when I go back and think about when we did our best work, was probably during the recession in 2008. We came through that strong, grew our company, acquired businesses. What I'm most proud of is I look around as I walk through the facility here, our corporate headquarters in St. Cloud, and I see people that I had a hand in their development, or their hiring, or their mentoring, their friendship. And it's just been probably what makes all of the work, all those 37 years, the most enjoyable part of it was getting to work with all these great people that are still here. And they're now in leadership positions. So building careers is super fun. It's the most fun part of the job, actually, to see other people raise their families, buy homes, and ultimately, you know, I'm getting to the age where some of them are starting to retire too. So
during his time as CEO, Jeff oversaw an impressive 47 acquisitions, all part of his broader vision to diversify Marco's IT service offerings.
Growth companies are more fun than shrinking companies. So that was the vision, was to be a growth company. And to be a growth company, there's a lot of moving parts that go into that. You have to, in our case, we acquired businesses. We started new business units. We screwed some stuff up, and we persevered, or we quit doing it. But through all that, I think that the lesson in that was that if you have multiple levers and dials and buttons and knobs that you're pulling, pushing, and turning for growth, some of them will work, and they did work. And so I can look back after 37 years and go, you know, most of them worked out pretty good. And so if you have enough balls in the air and you have enough peripheral vision for it and a gut towards execution, you know, you can come out on top on that.
Marco was employee-owned until it was purchased by Norwest Equity Partners in 2015. Jeff continued to lead, mentor, and position Marco for growth, but always with a human touch and from a place of Midwestern modesty.
Most people are only good at 2 or 3 things. And if you're astute, you'll stick to those. And you'll let other people do the things they're good at. And so I think self-awareness is a really, really important part of any good leader. You show me a good leader, and I'll show you somebody who's self-aware. We worked really hard growing from, 100 employees to 12 or 1,300 employees and making sure we kept an element of that good culture always at the forefront of our business. And I think we did a good job at it.